Hi, everybody. It's RJ Shea, and I'm here tonight at the St. Louis Artists Guild in Clayton, Missouri, at our brand new digs, new facilities. We've just moved after 21 years at Oak Knoll in Clayton, which is not far from where we are right now. And I'm interviewing tonight our guest presenter, Tim Lane. He's a graphic novelist, illustrator, teaches drawing. The man can do a lot of stuff, and he's very, very interesting. He's a storyteller. And that's what we had tonight was a whole litany of stories that Tim has gotten involved in and illustrated, and it's something that is hard to imagine till you see what he does. Tim, I was interested in you talking about one of your passions, and that is drawing tonight. Tell us a little bit about what you're doing and how you've done it and what you're looking forward to in the future with your talent.
Well, drawing for me is something that I teach. I teach drawing 1 and 2, observational drawing, and I teach it at a freshman level because freshman drawing was pivotal to me. In terms of what I do professionally, I still work in the realm of realism, but there's still a language to it, the language of illustration or the language of comics. But I continually go back to observational drawing in my adult life, and that's not really an answer. But what do I plan on doing in the future? Continue to write, continue to draw, just pretty much continue the same trajectory I've been on for 30 years.
You said tonight that at one point in your life you weren't sure whether or not you wanted to be a writer or an illustrator.
Right. No, I didn't know if yeah, right. Actually, illustration is something that I started doing because it was a way to make money. It was a way to support myself without having to do other jobs, but I fell in love with doing it. But no, early on, the idea of comics was not something that I had considered a vehicle for artistic expression until I read the adaptation of Paul Auster's City of Glass and the graphic adaptation of City of Glass, and like Daniel Clowes and Charles Burns, some of the writers from the early 90s who really inspired me and also showed me that serious subject matter could be dealt with in comics.
You're way more cerebral than I can tell you that. My stuff has to be raucous and Big Daddy Ed Roth kind of crazy.
Big Daddy, man. I mean, there's no denying that Big Daddy Roth is the king. Rat Fink.
Yeah, you bet. Now, you're teaching at WashU, and you're also doing a lot of freelance. Your newest project you're working on is what?
Right now, well, I just finished a cover for Penguin Books, and right now, between now and October 26th, I have to finish a graphic feature story about an organization called Bumbershoot here in town for St. Louis Magazine, and God only knows if I'll be able to get it done.
I know that you were scrambling when I called you for this evening, and I really appreciate you being here. I know that I became familiar with you through, I think one of the first things I saw were one of the posters you did for the for the film festival, in U City, and then I started seeing all your stuff in the Riverfront Times. I said, "Who is this guy?" Because I'm a black and white guy, and I love your work.
Thanks. Yeah, it's always been a great time working with Cinema St. Louis. Mm-hmm. They're, it's weird. When I moved to St. Louis, I had no idea how much I'd fall in love with the city, and now, I'm completely betrothed to the city.
Your attention to detail in your research is what really appealed to me, because when I looked at your drawings, I understood how much time and effort it took to research and understand exactly the subject matter. There's nothing made up in there that isn't thoroughly thought out.
I try to think things through quite a bit. There's a lot of really great illustrators, cartoonists, artists out there, and I think it's important that you don't fuck around.
You're going to be you're working on a project for Steve McQueen right now, are you not?
Yeah, a book about Steve McQueen.
And where did that come from?
Novel.
Yeah.
Graphic novel.
Where did that come from, and how long is it going to take, and how big is it going to be?
It started as a request by a publisher who was interested in getting into the graphic novel arena. They weren't a graphic novel. They didn't deal in comics. Mm-hmm. But I ended up going with the idea through Fantagraphics, my publisher, because my editor, Gary Groth, is a big Steve McQueen fan. And how long it'll take, I don't know. How many pages it'll be, I don't know. And Gary doesn't seem to mind.
I'll tell you what. You have a whole different lifestyle as far as your drawing than I've got to get stuff done in 3 days. That's when I know it's got to be done. And I kind of...
Hey, I got a lot of those too.
Yeah.
That's what pays the bills.
Yeah, I get that. This is kind of a different lifestyle that we lead, but I'll tell you what, it's one of personal therapy for me whenever I'm drawing or painting.
Absolutely.
And yeah. And I just want to thank you for coming tonight. I know you just got out of class, and I know at the end of the day, sometimes I just want to crash and burn, but you saw we had a very appreciative crowd tonight, and several of them thanked me for bringing you, and I said, don't thank me, thank the man. Yeah. And I just want to thank you for coming tonight.
I want to thank you for the $1,500 you paid me.
That can be edited, right? Okay. Yes, absolutely. So listen, this is RJ and Tim Lane signing off tonight in beautiful downtown Clayton. Want to invite you back for our next month's meeting, which will be on the second Tuesday of the month in November.
I feel like I'm an all-star wrestling.
And that's the way it is tonight, folks. We're coming after you. Thanks a lot. See you then. Bye.